And you don't listen to external noise, but sometimes you hear it, and it's just like, if anything, as an athlete, it's like a big, well, hey, I got this in the back of my mind. Oh, don't worry, I'm motivated as it is, but F you. I'll prove you wrong.
Well, that's what I say. Like in the back of my mind, I speak to Mum all the time. She's my best mate. And I said, back's against the wall. My back's been against the wall my whole life. People have doubted me my whole life. I'm not the biggest bloke. I'm not the fastest bloke. I'm not, you know what I mean? But there's one thing.
Where you've come from and where you're at today, like that's the backs against the wall story.
And I just, what I say is like, my back's against the wall. It's who shows up. Who's got your biggest heart, and you know what I mean. I'm always like a dog when I come to things. I love to that dog mentality. You know what I mean. Fight for every bone you get.
Love that.
And that's how I've always lived from the day I came in as a junior. And next year, I think I lost a bit of it this year. But you know what I mean. Next year's a year definitely where I'll come to get my bones and scrap for everything I have. So
I love that, because that is always my piece of advice, especially to our younger players who might have a poor game or a bad game. And we all go through it, whether you're young, old, the best player in the world, the worst player in the world, like you're going to have a bad game. It's just guaranteed. But one thing I always say is that, it's bad games and adversity is a part of professional sport. It's not. It's not all rosy. It's a roller coaster. It's an up and down roller coaster. And the thing I always say, and I hear it a lot in American sports as well, and we speak about it so often in our training, and it's to focus on next job.
Next job,
You know what I mean? You make a mistake, boom. I can't just be like, oh, I made a mistake. I'll play the safe option, or I'll do, I'll go into my shell. It's like, no, next job, keep the same mentality.
Just back yourself.
But I think that's something that really helps us as athletes. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, that's where your guys' experience comes. We didn't like reading. Like us younger boys don't read books. Like, you know what I mean? We don't read the books, read the podcast and listen to all that. And that's our senior boys taking those extra steps as leaders and then bringing it back to our team. And I think there's one good saying where you say, like, your best game and your worst game, you got to close that gap. You know what I mean? And
that's the good sign of it. Good quality NRL player.
Yeah, and that's where I need to focus on tapping in. Is I'm having a game really up here, and I'm having a game the gap between those two, like you've always said to our whole team, is it's too far for my liking, and it's not that NRL standard kind of thing. And you look at the likes of Josh Adokar, Valu, all those top wingers, Brett Morris, and that. Their bad games are right next to their good games, kind of thing.
And that's seriously the key. Like I said, the difference between a good or a bad NRL play is that it's the game and it's the consistency, and then it's also like I said before, everyone makes mistakes, but good quality NRL players, they don't make the same mistakes twice. Like I might make a mistake during a game, I might kick the ball out in a full, for example. But next week, I guarantee you I won't kick the ball out in the full. And what would I be doing all week at training? I'd be kicking it. Sure, if they've put up a bomb and you've dropped a bomb or two bombs during the week, what are you doing all week?
Just catching the ball.
And then what are you making sure that you don't do the week after in the game?
Dropping that same
you're not dropping that ball again. And that's what good quality NRL players do, mate. Consistent